Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm excited to chat with you all about something that most people can relate to, how to break through our blocks to achieve our dreams. Having a dream is the easy part. Getting there, well, not so much. We typically run into a number of things that block us from truly reaching our goals, such as fear, self-doubt, and holding on to the past. What I'm here to talk to you about today is kind of how to stay focused and moving forward towards success, regardless of those blocks. So before we get into that, for those of you who don't know me, I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself and my background. I hold a Bachelor's of Science in International Business with a concentration in marketing and a minor in professional writing. I've been in the marketing communications industry for over 17 years and have developed a strong business sense as the wearer of many hats, from writing proposals and policies and designing marketing campaigns to coordinating events and managing executive committees. A life-changing divorce in 2008 left me the single mother of two amazing children, and I began my personal transformation discovering who I was. That led to a master's in psychology degree, certification as a life coach, and a thirst for exploring the worlds of astrology, healing, and intuition. This curiosity and education has led me to where I am today, as I call myself a #Jen of all trades. As an empowerment consultant, I help my clients to identify emotional barriers and fears and draw out their unique strengths to alleviate feelings of anxiety, depression, stress, while building positive emotions and supporting their life's path. I offer customized consultations for both individuals and businesses, ranging from single sessions to long-term action plan packages. In addition to my empowerment techniques as a life coach, I also use my intuitive nature to offer astrological or past life readings that provide insight to core challenges, beliefs, and patterns held in this lifetime, carried over from another that need to be healed that could be blocking your success. My calling to help people is one of my deepest passions, and the feeling that I get knowing that I made a difference in someone's life just by opening a door to their own inner aha moments and unlocking what's already within them is such an amazing blessing to me. So, all right, enough about me. I'm here to talk to you about how to empower yourselves as individuals or entrepreneurs to either take that big leap into starting your own business, keep your business going, or follow your heart to your purpose and path. So we are ready to get started. So what I call this is the ESP method. So in my experience with talking with various professionals over the course of both my careers, I have found there to be three core elements to empowerment and success, which I call ESP. I know normally it's extrasensory perception, but we'll acknowledge that a little bit later. What I'm referring to as my ESP method to empowerment is based on enthusiasm, self-confidence, and perseverance. So let's take a quick look at what each of these mean and why they are so empowering for us. Enthusiasm is defined by Webster as a strong excitement of feeling, something inspiring passion. If you want something, you've got to be passionate about it. It has to come from the heart. That's step number one. Self-confidence is assurance in oneself and one's powers and abilities. You have to believe to achieve. You need to have faith in yourself to know anything is possible. Perseverance is the continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. It is your commitment, your actions, and your ability to push forward no matter what. So why these three qualities out of all the possible qualities in the world? Because for me, they represent heart, faith, and action, body, mind, and soul. The interweaving of all sides of us that come together in harmony to create a successfully balanced mindset and belief system. Now we're going to take a look at each of these separately and really get an understanding of how they can impact a sense of empowerment. First up is enthusiasm. The secret of genius is to carry the spirit of the child into old age, which means never losing your enthusiasm. I love it. We all want to embrace our inner child, and this is what drives us forward. So when you think about enthusiasm, think what your 5-year-old really wants. So when considering your path and dreams, it's important that you are enthusiastic about what you do. If you do not have a passion deep down in your heart for your choice of profession or personal endeavors, then you might as well stop right there because, to be honest, you're going to go nowhere fast. Your life is best served by following your heart. If you choose a second best idea to pursue, well, chances are somewhere along the lines you're not going to feel empowered or fulfilled to keep going. Because in the back of your mind, there's going to be that little voice saying, hey, remember me? Hi, I'm your dream. This isn't what you want. And so often we run into that. So it's critical to start any major decision by making sure this is exactly what you want in life and following your heart. You also can't be afraid to take a risk. Scary, I know. You've heard the phrase no risk, no reward, but it's so much deeper than that. Risk is really not about being crazy and careless. It's about faith. Believing that your heart is not steering you wrong and that stepping outside of your comfort zone is actually much safer than staying there. Get past the fear and let excitement drive you forward and just go for it. I have a little sticky note on my desk that has been there for about 2 years and it says, do it afraid. It's like work through the fear, just go ahead and go for it. So to tap into your enthusiasm, you need to ask yourself some questions. What makes you passionate? What is it that lights up your whole soul to the point of feeling tingly and vibrant? What makes you smile? What is it that brings you pure joy? Sheer joy. Is it natural? If you have to force it, then it's not truly in your heart. That's not to say the journey is without struggle, but the reason and passion behind the journey is just completely who you are. So follow your heart, take a risk, and have a natural passion. Sometimes we don't see what that is clearly. So I'll give a little example from my own life. When I first was contemplating going back to school, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted. I just knew that I wanted to continue my education and get a master's degree. I also wanted to do something that would allow me to change my field or job because it was time to move on from the company I was employed with. I didn't see many growth opportunities left for me, so I thought the natural choice was to go for English or professional writing, something I knew I was good at, and I thought I could be a professor or a teacher, could have a schedule that followed my children's schooling. But it really wasn't until I had a conversation with a very insightful friend of mine that I realized I was copping out and just following a predetermined path of a confused high school graduate, continued. I'm sure most of us can totally relate to that at some point, not being 100% on board with our college decisions or life decisions when we first got out of high school. And I know for myself, I changed my major twice in the process from international business, once to English and once to psychology. It's a true story. I changed it back to international business because I wanted to study abroad in Spain for 6 months. So I did that and went on to complete my degree, and it's been rewarding, but something was kind of always missing. I kind of felt like this was second best. So my friend said to me, well, what subject have you always loved? And instantly I responded, psychology. I'm fascinated by the way people's brains work and their behaviors, and I like the thought of helping people. But I wasn't sure that was a good enough reason to completely switch my whole field and start a new career path in my 30s with 2 young children to raise. But what he said kind of hit home with me, and I've never forgotten it. He said, well, you can choose to pursue English and writing, which you excel at and have an excellent career with, and play it safe. Or you can take a risk and give psychology a try. But if you never take that risk, you will never know if that's where you're meant to be, and will wonder what if the rest of your life. If it doesn't work out, you can always fall back in English. So just for once in your life, take a chance. Well, I took his advice and I fell in love with the program instantly, and here I am. I'm now connecting with others on a psychological level while being with soul service. But here is where my heart lies. Here is where my enthusiasm and passion are. And from here is where my business seeds began to blossom. So when thinking about your personal and professional goals, think about what you love, what makes you smile, what makes you passionate in conversations. Be enthusiastic. So number 2 is self-confidence. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Pretty powerful statement. This next step can be a pretty tough one. Have self-confidence. You have to believe in yourself. It's always important to have a support system behind you, cheering you on and telling you, you can do this. But if you don't believe it within yourself, then your success is limited. It has to come from deep within. It is a knowing that you're capable, you are worth it, and you've got this, because you totally do. The greatest thing about self-confidence is that we tend to naturally be confident about things we are enthusiastic about. I always loved psychology. I always, was a friend that people turn to advice. I knew I was good at listening and helping people. So I had the confidence to say, yeah, I can start my own coaching business and I'll be a success. And having that core of self-confidence and knowing our brilliance and what we can offer the world is the first step in the right direction. And we can definitely talk and believe ourselves into this confidence, pretty easily. But the self-confidence that is lacking actually goes beyond living our passion. For example, if you're a budding entrepreneur, everything surrounding the whole concept of starting a new business can be intimidating and wreak havoc on our self-confidence. How do you start a new business? First is figuring out all the logistics of the who, what, when, where, how. Then there's the budgeting and the accounting and the startup costs. And then there's marketing, promotions, getting clients, and keeping clients. So there's so many elements beyond being able to just carry out our dream that may weaken our resolve. Like, how can we possibly pull this off? So this is where we need to release our need for perfection and ask for help. We tend to expect to get it all right the very first time we try, and we give ourselves very little room for mistakes and learning opportunities. And when things don't work out the way we hoped, our self-confidence and esteem takes a hit. But it doesn't have to. You're not meant to figure it out all on your own and perfect it instantly. And coming from a perfectionist Virgo, I'm finally coming to that realization myself. These are lessons to be learned, and there are experiences to be had, and there's tweaking to be done so that what you wish for actually ends up being bigger and greater than you ever dreamed possible. You just have to allow these absolutely perfect imperfections and get rid of the pride. You don't have to do it by yourself. It's not a measurement of your abilities. You need to receive support from others and fill up that well so you can continue to give out, to receive so you can give. So don't be afraid to ask for expert advice or assistance, because after all, how else are you ever going to learn? So I particularly remember struggling with creating my website. I've been in marketing for years, so I know where and well how to network, how to design, write, but I never touched a website before, even knew what HTML code was. So I probably could have saved myself an awful lot of distress by going to a professional, but the stubborn perfectionist in me wouldn't have it any other way. So I decided I was going to learn how to do it all on my own. Well, I did it, and I took a training course, and I struggled, and I did it. But, it wasn't without affecting my self-confidence. I couldn't figure out how to move a box and line it up. And because of that, I started questioning my ability as a life coach. It's not silly. I was allowing this external challenge that is not even in any way directly related to my talents and services to affect my state of mind. And it is so easy for us to fall into that dangerous mindset when we're met with such frustrations. But it's having that solid self-confidence in your talents that deflect this negativity. And once you sit down and talk to yourself and say, you can totally do this, and if I can't, I'm going to ask for help, you'll find that it will get done and everything will fall into place a lot smoother. So don't ever let your faith in yourself waver. You each have a gift, and it really doesn't matter whether it's serving in people, programming computers, or painting pictures. Your belief in yourself is all that matters. So never lose sight of that. It will always bring you out of that negative space outside factors like to challenge you with. So stay self-confident. Perseverance. Permanence, perseverance, and persistence in spite of all obstacles, discouragements, and impossibilities. It is this, that in all things distinguish the strong soul from the weak. I love, love, love that quote. Perseverance. Most people hear the word empowerment and think it's all about the startup, getting the engine running so that you can begin your journey. And yes, in essence it is, but it's so much more than that. You do need that kickstart, but without perseverance, our third component, empowerment, means absolutely nothing. You have to have the ability to accept change and failure as part of the process and keep moving forward. If something fails, see why it failed and learn from it. If something changes, just go with it. Tap into your curiosity and ask, well, why did that happen? Now, what can I create from here? What is it that I was missing before? And what opportunity does this change present for me? So you have to fight through the challenges and look for innovative solutions. Just like an inventor, take a look back at your notes, see where the flub could have come from, and make a few tweaks and try again. Rinse and repeat. When business seems slow, you persist and ramp up your marketing or research, different ways to reach them. Keep at it and think outside the box. What haven't you thought of before? What new approach, as crazy as it seems, as, a completely different point of view perspective as it is, what might work or provide insight into unlocking the block? What are you resisting trying? And try it. What is really the worst that can happen? Another mistake is made and you just pick up and start again? Or maybe make some adjustments? It's really not all that bad. So never give up. Stay committed. Don't ever let the negativity take over, whether it comes from inside you wondering, can I make this work? Or if it's an outsider making a similar comment and, offering their oh so valuable opinions of how you're running your life. So you chose this path for a reason. You already put blood, sweat, and tears into getting it going. You know what it took to get it going. And now it's your commitment that you need to see this through to the end. There were times that I didn't know that I can get through a class because I had a paper due, huge manager meeting to coordinate, and my daughter's birthday all in one weekend. And the stress was so much to make me want to buckle. But I had to persevere, and I told myself, I can get through this. This is just one weekend. And I did it because this perseverance is really all about baby steps, putting one foot in front of the other day by day. And then before you know it, you are closer to your goal than ever before. So this is just one example in my own life where applying the ESP method of being enthusiastic, maintaining self-confidence, and persevering saw me through from beginning to end. I have no doubt if you look at your own life at your most powerful accomplishments that all three of those elements played a big role hand in hand with each other to help you get through that journey. But there is just one last thing about this method and empowerment that I'd like to share with you tonight, and that's the power of our own intuition. When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. I'm going to repeat that because when I read this is amazing to me. When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. So there are no coincidences, and the fact that my methods of empowerment spell out ESP is certainly not one. I truly believe that the key to success in every single area of our lives stems from our own ESP, our intuition. We all have it. It is that feeling in your gut that sends a signal to you, either affirming this is right or giving you that nagging feeling like it's a warning. Not everyone follows their intuition, nor even believes they have any, which is sad, but every single one of us does. And, following your intuition is congruent with following your heart. Once you take your logical mind, thoughts, and emotions out of the equation and truly listen to your own ESP, you'll never go wrong. You'll always be steered in the right direction. With intuition, you can trust your passion. You have that inner knowing that following your heart is in alignment with a higher purpose. Your talents were given to you for a reason, to be used and to be of service. And if you feel the pull to use them, go with it. Maybe you're not exactly sure how they will be used, but by using your intuition, you will certainly be guided there. And how can you do this? You acknowledge the signs. Signs could literally be physical signs. Reading something that strikes a chord with you, seeing repeated numbers, hearing that favorite or meaningful song on the radio just out of nowhere, finding exactly what you're looking for, or a friend directing you to something that you were looking for. You get exactly what you need in that moment, and we call it a synchronicity. And it can be also a feeling, just a knowing, a gut instinct that this is what needs to happen or not happen. So listen for that inner guidance. We all have it, whether we're tuned into it or not, those innate danger signals, or even like those butterflies. It's all part of our guidance system. So start to become more aware of what's going on around you and see what messages are showing up for you. And most importantly, surrender and trust. This has to be the hardest, yet the easiest to do. A complete paradox, but extremely powerful when done together. So you let go the need to know, to plan, to be right. Here's the biggie, to be in control. And just follow what you're being led to. Once you free yourself of these mind restrictions, you'll see that surrender will bring about both a clarity of what's in your heart and that aligned wish will come into your reality that much quicker. So trust God, universe, whatever you call a higher power, and trust yourself. And that is the key to your self-empowerment. So do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. So with that, I would really love to hear some of your stories and either how you all used all these three elements of ESP to become your own entrepreneur or dream fulfiller, or to throw out some challenges to the group that you might be having to see if we can work together to help you. But before I open up the floor for discussions, I just want to tell you a little bit about a few projects and the upcoming events to be on the lookout for. So I recently released a free ebook, downloadable PDF, My Reflections, which provides weekly inspirations for a year. You can go right to my website, www.jennifer-watson.me, and sign up for your copy as soon as you're done with this webinar. And it's my gift to you to say thank you for your support. I also recently published my very first book, Butterfly Travels, about my transformational life experiences through trips I've taken, from childhood to now. And it's a powerful collection of short stories that shed insight into how we as human beings can learn from our experiences when we're open to them. So if you're interested in that, you can find the link to order my book on my website as well, or you can get it from Amazon.com. Again, that's Butterfly Travels from Jennifer Watson. And if you'd like the seminar and would like to further explore the concept of empowerment, I will be holding my first 6-week class this coming May called Release the Resistance. In this class, we will explore all those blocks that hold us back, the fears, disempowering beliefs, and heart-mind misalignments, and learn how to break through them to step into our power. It'll be a really groundbreaking class, and I'll be posting information about it in upcoming months. So keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited to be doing that. And of course, I'm available for private life coaching, past life readings, new moon astrology, manifestation readings, and professional consulting for your business in writing, design, project management, and more. So you can learn more about me and all those kinds of sessions at my site, www.jenniferwatson.me. So I want to thank you so much for your time. I would love to now open the floor open to anyone who has any questions or shares. I'm going to keep it to 10 minutes, so to be fair to everyone, we'll have about a 2-minute limit on all questions, issues, and shares so we can get around to most of the group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this call now, and then I'm going to open up to those who are here on the call to privately be able to share their experiences. So if you're listening into this recording later, thank you again for listening in. I hope this is helpful to you, and embrace your power.